What's going on, everybody? Doc from Average Gamer Guys back yet again, and we've got some Call of Duty action today going on. We've got a new update. We got a 1.1 gigabyte update. We're going to take a quick short vid. We're going to talk about some stuff. We're going to take a look and see if they made some fixes. There's definitely some fixes, some bug fixes. As we all know, if any of you have played from launch, know there was a lot of stuff to fix. So they've updated some of that. Then we've got some buffs and some nerfs for some weapons. So we'll jump right into this. If you are new to the channel, please do make sure to subscribe, follow us, do all that good stuff, hit that little bell button. We've got a ton of achievement guides up for Call of Duty already. We also are going to be continuing to work. We're going to have more coming through and just really more stuff to the channel for Call of Duty, as well as Rocket League, Halo Wars 2. We haven't forgotten about it as well. Destiny as well. So we got a lot of good games up on the channel for sure. So a lot of cool stuff to check out if you are new to the channel. And as always, if you aren't new and you're joining us back again, thanks for being a loyal sub, and really just thanks for spending a few minutes of your day with me while we kind of cover this stuff. So without further ado, enough of me talking and more of me talking about what you're actually here for. So again, we got a new update that is going on, and again, 1.1 gigabyte update. It downloads pretty quick, which is pretty nice, and applies a good patch and really is things that we've needed for them to fix and to work on. Interestingly enough, post the patch, I was not around to play, but I am hearing and seeing on a bunch of different forums that there were still issues, servers were down, and things like that. So it seems like we're having a hard time, honestly, getting away from some of that stuff, which is really, really frustrating. But hopefully they'll continue to work through. As you guys can see here, headquarters, everything, I am in the game. I'm having no issues. I logged right on. They did talk about a little bit that there is no fix for headquarters not being the social experience it's supposed to be. We were kind of hoping that was going to come back. I know that was a feature a lot of people liked, but it seems like they're still working through and trying to get the fix and figure out what the deal is with that. And look at this poopy supply drop I got. But anyways, so we've got multiplayer updates. They fixed some connectivity improvements and optimization. They fixed some deranking issues. That was happening to quite a few people actually, where you were ranking up and then you'd get kicked or lose connection, get booted back out, come back into headquarters, and you'd be one or multiple ranks lower than you were, which that's really frustrating. So they did fix that. They addressed an issues where players were encountering infinite load screen. I definitely saw that one myself. They've improved leaderboard stability. They've got UI improvements, loading optimizations, split screen stuff. They added a new unlock inventory stars to indicate when new items are added. I hope that the ones that are in here actually go away. I've got some in here that from the soldier just do not go away, to include these emblems. I guess the special one, we'll see if it actually worked. It did, finally. So they fixed that, which is awesome because I hated that. They fixed some Outer World exploits on the Gustav Cannon and Saint Marie du Mont, which is really nice. I hadn't run into that or anybody using it, but it's good to see that they finally got that figured out, and glad that hopefully it's not an issue, and people always seem to like to find the glitches. And the Outer World exploits just are no fun. They're no fun, especially if you can't do anything against them. So espionage basic training, they've reduced the painted time from 10 to 6 seconds and made it so only bullet damage paints you. That's kind of an interesting change to espionage. Weapon tuning is going to allow for one-shot kills outside of hardcore mode, enabling challenge completion. So interesting one there. Fixed the infinite flamethrower bug. Did not know there was one, but good to see that they're taking care of it. XP earn rate tuned in Operation Neptune. Fixed issue of shotgun variants not appearing. Emblem editor got some improvements, as well as did a few different things. And I guess there are some gridiron ball exploits as well. So all good stuff to see. That's just general multiplayer updates. Again, you can see them on screen. And then we jump over to the multiplayer weapon tuning, which is probably some of the bigger stuff in the game that we're going to see, as well as some Nazi zombie updates. So with the weapon tuning, we get buffs. We get buffs to the toggle action, damage increase at extremely close range. I think that's necessary. That shotgun just felt too underpowered. I used it just a little bit. It just was not dealing the damage you would expect, especially on the close range like you'd hope. You've got the Bren LMG, which is going to increase damage per shot, so let's actually take a quick look at that one. If we can, we'll see if we notice. I did just unlock the MG42, so I'm pretty happy about that. We'll spend the unlock token here. I can't remember what it was sitting at before. I don't think it was quite at 8. I will say the one issue I have with this isn't so much the damage it does, but the fire rate. I think the fire rate really holds this down. You lose a lot of up close or medium range gunfights to SMGs just purely based on fire rate. So by the time you pull this thing up and you actually start putting rounds on target, because the fire rates of some of the SMGs and even the assault rifles are so good, a lot of times you end up just getting outpaced there. So we will see. And then LMG bipod, that was actually a challenge, and I actually have been trying to use it as far as the armor division goes. And it's, sorry about my dog, it's interesting that they sped up the ADS time when in bipod stance. I think this is really good. It needs to be that way. The bipod is actually super beneficial. You get a really stable platform. You can really put some good rounds down range if you're using it. There's obviously the disadvantage that you're basically just sitting there. So it's nice to see that they're going to add and speed up the ADS. That'll be one thing I'll have to test out for sure, because I do like it. I've been using the Lewis a lot while I was trying to upgrade my armor division and level it up to be able to get the MG42. And happy to say that the bipod was beneficial. So I think that's going to be a good change. Nerfs, we do see some nerfs with the BAR, which was one of my permanent unlocks that I used. We're going to see decreased fire rate and widened hip fire spread. I don't necessarily know that the decreased fire rate will matter too much. I've seen some things around, people are saying it feels pretty much the same. I think widened hip fire spread is probably good, just for the sole fact that you'll get less kind of the lucky spray kills, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. STG-44 actually also got a widened hip fire spread, so that must be pretty prevalent across the board, which is kind of interesting to see. The FG-42, which I can't show you right here because it's unlocked, I just prestige, but it does have increased recoil and then a widened hip fire spread. I think that is going to be one of the most detrimental things that we'll see as far as the nerfs, because the increased recoil, just as you guys know, makes it so much harder to put your shots on target. So we'll see how that one buffs out. And then machine pistol, we got decreased damage ranges, which is not bad. I felt like that pistol was pretty good, but I felt like they balanced that out with the lack of ammunition that it has, and obviously its overall damage that it does. So we'll kind of see how that one ends up working out. And then for the sniper classes, which is always good to hear, they fixed a bug. They're calling it a bug with all sniper rifles zooming to exact center when going ADS. For those of you that like to quickscope, hopefully this fixes some of that. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I haven't been ever since they really kind of got it introduced, and especially since a lot of these sniper rifles have the 4x zoom as the first unlock. I think this is a really good change. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. I'm sure people will still be doing it and still using it, but hopefully it's just slightly less effective than it was, because previously there are some people that were really using it well, and it was almost impossible to kill them, especially when you consider using like a Lee Enfield or the 1903. I mean, these are both one-hit chest and above kills, and if you're getting quick scoped, I mean, from the first shot going off, you really don't stand a chance. So we'll see how that one ends up playing out. And then finally, Nazi Zombies updates. We do have them. There was a couple map exploits that they fixed. One inside the laboratory where you could be revived and then essentially go through a wall. There are some problems with Klaus, so the final Easter egg boss, and some of his pathing. And then there was an out-of-world exploit for the final rake as well, which they did take care of. So some of the best glitching spots, I guess, are gone, but some of them are still there. So use that if you do choose to. Obviously, for some of us, it's a nice way to grind a little bit of XP and do some of the tougher challenges, although I don't think either the Easter eggs, the hard or the easy, version are too bad. So that's really what we got. This is a quick short video. Just wanted to cover it, take a look, and just see what they're doing. I will comment real quickly and just say I like to see that they're taking a look and they're taking care of the fact that we have, weapons that are a little bit out of balance. I think the beta was a good chance for them to test a lot of that out, but it's nice that they're taking a look at it and going to continue to modify and fix it. I think the fact that they're paying attention, and we're barely a week into the release of this game, and we're already getting updates, balance fixes, and everything like that. Obviously, there's still an absolute ton of stuff that they need to fix as far as the servers, as far as all that is concerned. It'll be interesting to play a couple matches and see if I'm still seeing some of the lag issues that's been happening before. Hopefully that's not the case, but it probably will still be there, and I think that's something they're going to continue to work on. Obviously, a lot of us do want headquarters to come back to a social experience as well, so I know that's obviously on the top of their list to do. And a lot of other games, Destiny, do it pretty good, so it's interesting that this game had such a problem. If you guys aren't familiar, or maybe you just picked it up, there are some pretty bad issues throughout the course of the start of this game with the launch. I did a video on it really just a couple days after the update came out, or the game actually came out, and kind of just talked about what we ended up seeing and what was wrong. And it's kind of interesting that it's still somewhat there, but they're obviously working on it and getting it fixed as well. So we're just gonna kind of keep rolling through. Interestingly enough, we're also getting a 2 XP weekend. I think that's a great idea. Probably a little bit of a sorry from Sledgehammer and Activision, saying that, hey, we know we kind of screwed up the launch, so here's 2 times XP that a lot of you, especially those of us that pre-ordered, were supposed to have anyways. And some of us counted against it and some of us didn't, and I think that's a good way to kind of keep it. I think in order to really make it up to everybody, they should be doing 2 XP for the next 4 weeks, but that's really just my opinion, and hopefully we'll see here how good it ends up going. So get out, get some Call of Duty going. Again, double XP weekend is pretty cool. Hopefully we'll see some of the fixes and some of the server side stuff kind of round out as well, and it'll be nice to obviously have this game kind of clicking the way it is. I will say, when it is doing it, it's a lot of fun. There's a ton of fun to be had. The multiplayer in it is pretty balanced overall. Obviously some weapons that they needed to take care of and to work on, but it seems like they're paying attention to the community, also paying attention to the game data, and seeing that as well. So pretty nice that they're doing that, and yeah, hopefully they'll continue it, and hopefully we get the servers fixed up and good to go here in a short amount of time. So as always, again, appreciate you spending a few minutes of your day with me. Doc from Average Gamer, guys, really do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and like I said, stay tuned for a lot of other stuff. We're gonna have some zombie stuff come up, more and more achievement guides as well, as we kind of click through them, just to help provide all that stuff for you guys. And yeah, just have some fun playing this, Rocket League, and a whole bunch of others. Don't forget, if you are a Rocket League fan, RLCS is actually going on this weekend as well. We've got a video up about that, talking about the double painted fan reward drop weekend, which is pretty cool. So make sure to get out and to take care of that, and watch a little bit of Rocket League, and hopefully get some painted Apexes or some other painted items that you guys have been looking for. So as always, thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you in the next one.